What's up, Dolphin Nation? Jason Glenn here with Moyne Baseball head coach Scott Cassidy to preview the 2025 season coming up. Coach, preseason's in full swing. Opening day, less than 10 days away. How's practice going? How are the guys doing?
It's been going good. So far it's a lot of indoor work, obviously, with the weather that we've had up here. We've yet to get outside at all for any work, but the guys are getting their work done every day, preparing. We only got a week left before we play. There's a lot of competition amongst the guys, and the camaraderie seems pretty good. So, the main thing here is get built up and stay healthy, and so far we seem to be in that realm.
So year 15 for you, leading your alma mater. What's going through your mind? What are you thinking about as opening day approaches?
It's funny, going from when we were Division 1 to 2 back to Division 1, I think you get excited every year for the beginning of the season. And I think it's just that we want to make sure we return to where we were when we were Division 1 previous. So, we come full circle, and now we want to be a contender for our conference title every year. So we got our feet wet last year, did okay in conference with 15 wins. We're looking to build on that and hopefully become a mainstay and a team that is at the top of our conference every year.
Yeah. So opening weekend this year is at Tennessee Tech. Gonna head to some warmer weather, February 14th, Friday. What are you looking from your guys on opening weekend?
The beginning of the seasons are always they're always a little difficult out the gate. We're going down south to be our first time outside, but really we use these games as we want to win. That's number one. That's our goal of every day is go to win. But with a conference coming up in a few weeks, we're really looking to get ready for our conference tournament or conference play. So, different guys will get a chance to play. We'll find out who's clicking, who's not. And hopefully we get our pitchers some work and they can go a little bit further in the game than we have been, going in indoors. So we're really looking to compete, just compete out the gate. Look and try to win these ball games any way we can, whether it's pitching, defense, or offense, and then really use them to gauge where we're going with the lineup going forward.
Yeah. So you got 3 non-conference weekends, Tennessee, and then South Carolina back-to-back weekends. And then it's right into conference play. What challenges does that present for you? It's a little bit different the schedule than previously. The years you were leading the charge here before the transition back to Division 1. What challenges does that present having conference play come so early?
It's tough. It's tough because you got only 3 weekends to figure out, your lineup and your pitching roles and whatnot. So there's a lot of stuff that we have to see in these first 3 weeks. That's why I think a lot of guys will play. A lot of guys will play different positions possibly. Pitchers will pitch in different roles throughout the first 3 weeks. We're just going to try to find, what lineup clicks for us. Who are our top guys that are coming out of there? Who's hot? And really just, it's really just a preparation. With only 3 weeks in the past, we've always had 5-6 weeks. So you kind of have a gauge of where you're at. So 3 weeks will be quick.
Yeah. So let's talk about the guys you got this year. Seems like a good mix of returners who have had some experience on the heights, new guys coming in, transfers, student athletes who have experience at this level, and also some talented freshmen. So, what are your impressions of the group so far?
I think it's a really good mix. It's different because this is the most guys we brought in 1 year. So we brought in 15 new guys. So it's can we get 15 new guys to kind of buy in and mix with our culture? I'm big on culture. I want our guys to be one unit, playing together for each other. So to get 15 new guys, which is almost half your team, to buy in, that stuff happens when we start playing. Getting on the road, I think, actually helps that, a little bit. So we've been indoors here, for 3 weeks, and right about now, it's like let's just get outside. So once we get on the road with the team, the guys are hanging out with each other a lot more than they would really at home because they get away from each other a little bit for class and whatnot. But that's when the camaraderie starts to stick. We've got really good freshmen. We got a lot of good young players. We got some really good transfers that are going to plug in and help us right away. So I think we're in a good spot. We have a lot of friendly competition. We have a lot of competition that will be vying for spots. Our lineup on day 1 might not necessarily be our lineup on day 2. I got a lot of guys in the outfield that are competing for spots. A lot of guys that I like, and there's only 3 spots out there. So one very middle day DH, Then they might be in the game the next day in the field, and another one with DH, and we'll kind of circle that through. We got a bunch of infielders that can play multiple positions, so there's a lot of good competition right there. So this next week and then this first weekend will really play out a lot for us to see who's really going to grab those spots moving forward.
Another different thing about the schedule is the ability to play these midweek non-conference games against in-state opponents. What's kind of your mindset, in those matchups where you're playing one game, in the middle of the week, heading into the weekend series? What is the advantage of having that opportunity? And, what do you take out of those games?
Yeah, they're really beneficial for us. They don't really mean too much, obviously, towards our conference tournament, and that's like the main goal. But it gives us an opportunity to play a lot of guys that aren't getting some action during the weekend. So you get some guys that will, play that might be a bench player during the weekend. You get them some at bats, you give them some reps, you find out, see if they can maybe start clicking and maybe make a run for some of that time during the weekend. Pitching wise, we were fortunate in last year that we had Dewey Roden that came out and gave us a quality start every time, that gave us a chance to win, and we had some success during these midweeks. I think our mindset going forward this year will be more like a bullpen, just to kind of give guys in the pen more chance, a couple innings apiece. And so really those midweeks, we did well on them, but like at the end of the day, we want to get our reps in those days for the guys that don't play as much.
Yeah. So I know it's early and you got a long season ahead of you, but at this point in time, what do you see are the strengths of this group that you got?
I think depth. I think we got a lot of depth, more so than we have in the past. So, like I referred to, our outfielders, our infielders. There's guys that are chomping at the bit to play, that have friendly competition in practice every day. And at this time, I'm up in the air of who's going to start day one with them. There's two guys maybe at one position that both can play there and both can start. So we might have to circle guys around. Everybody's probably going to get a chance to play those guys at the first weekend. So we'll kind of see who kind of grabs the reins and says, "Hey, coach, this is my role." But I think that's the one thing that we have the ability to mix and match, move guys in and out, move guys around, and still not miss a beat defensively or offensively.
Yeah. And lastly, while I got you here, Super Bowl coming up Sunday, Chiefs, Eagles. Who you got?
You would ask that. I'm a big time Bills fan, so I
didn't know that.
I got to go with the Eagles, I guess, this weekend. I'm not too big of a Kansas City fan. They're good. They're real good. I don't hate on their talent. I just like to see somebody else go to it. I would like to see two different teams in the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. But I'd go with the Eagles for this.
The Moyne baseball season opener, February 14th at Tennessee Tech opening weekend. Dolphins open conference play against FDU on March 7th. Coach Cassidy, thanks for your time.
Thank you.